Bitcoin is rebounding extremely quickly back towards the upside, and while this is happening, the Trump company World Liberty Finance has nearly doubled its Ethereum asset over the past week here. So on today's update video, I'm going to be giving a huge update about what he is doing, what he is accumulating right now here. I'm going to be talking about Ethereum, the chart, of course, about Bitcoin, the most important charts, the reasons why we are seeing this very strong recovery back towards the upside, and of course the levels to be watching right now in the market. So a lot of news will be getting discussed in today's update video as well, including China dropping massive stimulus in the market right now here, what ultimately is going to be quite bullish for Bitcoin. Let me jump straight away in towards today's update video. So yesterday we were of course looking at the chart. We saw a new consolidation getting emerged, and of course we broke towards the upside of that, and now we're seeing an even bigger continuation higher and almost going back towards the previous high, which was 95 to 96,000 US dollars. And of course, to quickly give a clarification about why this is happening, I mean, there are a lot of news stories coming out every single day, and honestly, most of them are just extremely bullish. The first story that I want to be discussing is that the Coinbase CEO is looking to release a tokenized coin, which is one of the largest US stocks out there, and he wants to tokenize it in towards a cryptocurrency as well. Extremely bullish. This is exactly the revolution, and this is the technology where we are looking for. So, of course, that is having a very positive effect on the market. Also, we saw some states in the United States of America once again passing the strategic Bitcoin reserve bill through Senate in New Hampshire. And we saw some bills in some other states as well getting passed. So that was, of course, extremely great for the development. Then also the will that previously around loaned $200 million worth in crypto before Trump's crypto reserve announcement has just changed its name on chain towards March 7. March 7 is also the White House Crypto Summit date. So what does this man know here? Probably he's going to be playing around here with some very important news here. Probably he's going to be opening up some trades. And honestly, like I expected and said in my previous videos, I do really think it's going to be an extremely bullish event here. Like I said, this event is happening on March 7. That is this Friday. So that's actually tomorrow. So time is flying by quite quickly. Then, of course, we have some very interesting people attending this event, including CZ Binance. We are seeing, of course, Brian Armstrong. We're seeing Donald Trump, of course, being there. Michael Saylor, Cathie Wood, the CEO of Cardano, and some other very big players like Vitalik, the CEO of Ethereum. Guys, we're getting some very big players getting invited for this event here. And honestly, I am very excited for what is about to be happening here, because they're inviting all these opinion leaders in crypto, all these CEOs of the largest cryptocurrencies out there. And yeah, what is he going to be announced? It's going to be extremely interesting. I mean, Michael Saylor is making his prediction, and he is saying that the United States of America is going to be acquiring 1 million Bitcoin for its reserves. And honestly, if that would happen, that would cause the biggest supply shock ever in history in, Bitcoin. So honestly, super excited for if this is really going to be happening. But of course, we do know Michael Saylor has some extremely bullish stance here. He's always overstated a lot of things here, so I don't really think this is going to be happening, but I guess we just have to wait for this Friday, because that is where it will be announced here. So this is, of course, the reasons why the market is reacting a little bit positively, but also due to the fact that the dollar index is seeing a massive reversal right now here. And we do know Bitcoin is correlated with the dollar, so if the dollar drops here, it ultimately sends Bitcoin higher. And honestly, every single bull market before on Bitcoin, if I'm going to be overlaying the Bitcoin chart on top of this, we can see that every single bull market has correlated with a dropping. You can see here, the dollar drops, Bitcoin goes in a bull market. The dollar drops, Bitcoin goes in a bull market. The dollar drops, Bitcoin goes in towards the bull market. And now, once again, we're starting to see the dollar dropping. Is Bitcoin now once again going to go in towards the bull market? That is the question we are asking ourselves, but this has at least every single time in history always happened. So ultimately, I am extremely bullish about this stat here. Then also, interesting fact here, BlackRock has finally stopped selling its Bitcoin. They have zero outflows yesterday. And yeah, that is, of course, an extremely bullish development. All the data is not in yet here, but we're at least seeing that BlackRock is once again buying instead of dumping their Bitcoin positions. And of course, the spot Bitcoin ETF, they first were sitting around $41 billion in cumulative flows, and now about $36 billion. So ultimately, it is like a 10% correction in terms of their holdings. But yeah, it's great that we see some capitulation on these events here, because then it allows us to buy cheaper Bitcoin, because ultimately I am still super bullish about Bitcoin. So we're seeing right now as well that the Bitcoin price is slowly creeping up again due to all the news that we got in the market. You could be approaching, Bitcoin is creating a higher low. And right now, what we need to be seeing is also a higher high. If we break above this previous high in the market, then yeah, most likely we're going to just see an even bigger continuation towards the upside. But ultimately, I think the chart on Bitcoin looks very great. But more importantly, the market is driven by news very heavily in those most recent days here. News on the tariffs, news on the White House summit, and now everyone is waiting to see what the announcement is going to be this Friday. This Friday is going to be extremely bullish. I say it every single time, this Friday, but it's literally tomorrow. So tomorrow is going to be extremely bullish for crypto, and everyone is anticipating a very interesting announcement from Donald Trump. And if it's not going to be an interesting announcement, the market is likely just going to be dumping. So we are right now looking at one of the most important downward sloping resistance lines out there. If we can break above this level, it ultimately will send Bitcoin much higher. And yeah, I'm just super excited for how the market is going to be reacting tomorrow. We can see basically on the daily and bigger perspectives that we're trying to break back in towards the range right now. Do remember, this is an important level of resistance, which we are literally retesting right now here. So let's see how it's going to be playing out. I'm excited on how it's going to be playing out here. And yeah, I'm just going to be waiting to see how this is exactly going to be unfolding for the Bitcoin price action next year. So yeah, we're breaking back in towards the region, but what is for me the most important is that we break above this high right here, which was previously around the low in the market, and here the high in the market. So we're going to be looking at this level, what it is going to be doing exactly next year. We're seeing at the meantime that the exchange reserves on Bitcoin are heavily dropping. So there's a lot of accumulation on the background going on here, while Bitcoin, of course, clearly is not performing necessarily so strong. So a lot of accumulation is happening, which I'm very excited for. Then on the weekly time frame, we can still see that we're right now in the fourth or third phase here. And that ultimately means that probably we're going to get one final run towards the upside where you want to be exiting the market. So that is also going to be my strategy. I think we're going to get one final run towards the upside. And on this run towards the upside, I want to be exiting the market. So that is my strategy. That is how I'm going to be approaching crypto right now here. I really want to be maximizing my profits on my trades on the move towards the upside. And I think the market is going to be looking something like this here. We're going to get, we're literally entering a belief stage once again right now. We're going to get extreme euphoria. And whenever Bitcoin is going to be hitting those extreme euphoria levels, I will be exiting the market. Whenever everyone is overexcited and the market doesn't go up anymore, that is where I want to be exiting the market. And I believe that we're not in that phase yet here, but I do believe it's going to be coming rather sooner than much, much later. So maybe we have another 2 or maybe 3 months, but definitely I am very excited for what is about to be happening next year. One thing I want you to know here, because I don't know if you know, but I've been stating for the last couple of weeks here that I have been extremely bullish on Ethereum. And one other guy that's also extremely bullish on Ethereum is Trump's company, World Liberty Finance. They have nearly doubled their Ethereum assets in the last week here, which is of course something extremely bullish. And yeah, they are buying and buying and buying. I just want you to be paying attention towards this. Ethereum is sitting at a very interesting range. Here on the weekly time frame, we're exactly bounced from the lows. I talked about this level, how interesting zone this is here. And I do really think here that we could be having a trade all the way back towards the top side of the region. And you don't maybe understand this, but this is going to be like a 70%, from this point, 70% move towards the upside. But of course, from the point where I entered, it's about a 100% trade towards the upside. So super excited for this trade here. Looking forward towards how it's going to be playing out here.